Welcome back, everyone. We've got some more weekly shorts. This is going to be week 15, so really excited to take you through what we did last week and discover the new maps. They should be here any second now. You can see that just changed over to not ranked. But before we dive into these, let's go back to week 14 and figure out how we did. Looks like I finished 608th in the world. Congrats to Virtual. Looks like he hunted 69 a lot. So GG's on the victory. But let's go through each map. Let's take a look at my run that I was able to get and compare it to the world record. All right. So this first one, wide jumps. Let's take a look at my own ghost real quick, see what I cooked up. So I got a 17.783. We've got a side jump here. Important to delay the gear. That way you get more speed over here. And then the line that I went through was a quick release here over these directly onto that little red edge there. Now, the world record is 0.2 ahead. So let's see what Wave Demon did. I assume something similar, but way more cooked. Yep, similar side jump. Delaying the gear. Similar line. Probably just way cleaner here. Yeah, they don't even... Awesome. Yeah, that's a really cool trick. So it's something that I'm not very good at, but if you see here, they're going to steer right and then left. That will automatically make your car do a low jump. Now, when I have a lot more space, and it's not at an angle, I've been able to kind of do that, but I have issues with with it when it's at an angle. But nice run by Wave Demon here. Yeah, let's move on. We've got Tiny Drifts. Now this one I'm actually pretty proud of myself. You can see I got a pretty decent time here, but there were some real good tech players getting another 0.2 out of this. So let's take a look at my run here. So I tried to come in real tight here, and then this next turn, I tried to get as tight as possible, and then a quick release to kind of catch grip there, and then just real close at the end. I know that there's probably a lot to be optimized here, and it's a very quick map, so not a lot of chance to, if you mess one thing up, you kind of just got to restart. There's no coming back from it. But I would say probably that second checkpoint is where I'm losing a lot of time, and I'm probably not going inside enough at the first one. Let's check out what Raggle did. Alright, so we got full inside here, similar line. Yeah, they go way more inside. Wow. And way more inside there, and they lose less speed. Because you can see with my PB, so my line loses it right in the beginning. I kind of make up, but right here at the end, their car does not lose as much speed as I do. And I believe that is because of the angle that I approach this. Because I'm too angled, and then I lose a lot of speed there. Anyway, not too much to that one, just a nice tech map. Let's move on. Now this next one, very excited about. This one, I know what the world record strat is because everyone was talking about it, but I'm actually pretty proud of my run. So I did Rally Car, Action Key 2, as you can see, and then I actually took Desert here. Now I know it's technically faster to do Stadium Car, but I found this in my discovery, and I really wanted to get a clean jump over this, which I ended up doing. So I was really excited about that. So really getting an inside line there to get as much speed, and then boop, right over there. So I'm really happy with that. People got another 0.8 out of it, and I know that's because they can drive much better than I can with these alt cars. So let's see what Yorid does. Now, I believe they take Stadium Car here, a quick release, yep. And then they're going to take the outside here and bounce. Yeah. So that was leaked. That strat was leaked pretty soon after the release of these last week. I did not feel like hunting this, and I was really excited with how well my initial run with the Desert Car did. So overall, I'm pretty stoked with that. 488th, and I didn't get the fastest strat there, so pretty good. Overall, really like these puzzle maps. I think if I talk about the new format, kind of in agreement with a lot of the other players. It's kind of leaves a lot on the table here, and especially with some of these nebulous maps like what is wide and fast and slow and then lull. The only one I really like out of them is puzzle. All right, this one, and this is kind of the reason why I hope there's a little bit of a change to the format. I mean, there's not much to this one. Right here, you're going to do a side jump to get as low as possible, and it's basically going to be bang your head against the wall for 24 hours to see who can get that extra out of there. Now, Virtual has a pretty cooked run here. They've got 0.3 on me, but you can see like 0.3 separates 1,500 people, which is crazy. And why did it start Virtual's run there? Let's see from the beginning. So, same as me, just better. And then this is going to be an insane, yeah, that's a really insane side jump. Real inside line. Gets a little bit of the back wheels to touch. Did I see an air brake there, or is that just a... Yep, a little bit of an air brake to get the nose up and get those back wheels to touch to reduce that air time without crashing on the thing. But let me go back. I'm gonna unhide my PB for a second. My lines aren't the best, but like it's crazy when you get a map like this because there's not much to here except just driving a tight line and getting this trick. And I'm hoping that with the new format, it's not just gonna force every map to be within like, a couple hundredths or like a couple tenths of each other. But anyway, I did like the map. But I mean, again, leaves a little bit to be desired. But moving on to the last one. This one I actually liked because I do like the LOL category. LOL maps are not my favorite, but this is what I like about weekly shorts. And someone got an 8-second time. I wonder if that's bugged. But here is my route. I decided to go left. I found that you can get a nose down right here. It gives you set you pretty well up for that. And then right here, you can get like a little touch there to get traction a little sooner. And I was about 0.6 off. So I was about right from whatever Strada Zdank got here. I was theorizing you could probably get a high 13, low 14. Let's see what this one is. This is either a reactor flight or just a bugged run, probably. Yeah. Oh. That looks cheated. Okay. Well, let's look at the real strat then. So they went right. They did an air... Some of these replays are bugged. What is going on? What did Emilius do? Like, I trust that these ones work, but watching a guy get placed there, Oh, okay, yeah. That is a really cool strat. And then you get the low airtime there to get more speed into the reactor. Oh, and then getting there so you don't... Okay. That's a really cool strat. That's not something I thought of. That's really cool. So, canceling the rotation there, and then, like, getting just that perfect downhill. I assume that's what Strada Zdank did as well. Overall, really good maps last week. Let's go into this week. We got week 15. We've got Azuria by Clear Vision, Sky Dune by Terrazzo, Cutting with Pink Scissors by Kuba, Grassy Slides by Niels DeWitt, and Super Splash Out by Klaasjan. So let's hop in. Let's try and get all author medals and maybe do a little bit of hunting. If these are as easy as they are last week, AT-wise, then I'll probably do a little bit of hunting. Alright, so scenery kind of looks like a campaign map. Big U-turn. I'm going to cut over there, but that lost a lot of speed. Okay. This is probably going to be like a Shadow Prancer map, I would assume. Okay, so that's easy gold. I need to find 0.8. So right here, we could probably do a low jump, like that, and then come out a little bit wide. Maybe cut here, stay on the grass, get a little bit more contact to maintain speed. And then here, didn't want to do that, but we're gonna try and keep contact there. I already see Fishu up in the records. That does not surprise me. But I think we can get around here without hitting the penalty at all. There we go. Is it faster to just jump there? There's a world where you can maintain grip. So let's. That wasn't a very clean run, but it's AT, so let's give it a couple more shots. So here, I think you can use that little left-right maneuver or right-left like this to get a little low jump, get contact a little earlier. And then you could probably keep the gear there because it's going to help a lot. Sorry, I got distracted there by my own run. But what I mean by this is, like, if you lose it here, it's going to be really slow. But if you can maintain it, and I almost wonder if doing that is going to be faster. Yeah. Great. So that is pretty good. So I think that you actually want to jump there. I was going to try and maintain grip. There might be a world where you can do that. But let's actually try and get a clean run like this, because if we come here and then here, now we can get a lower jump on that, but that's kind of smooth. I want probably one more PB out of this, because that still didn't feel that clean. Yeah, see, you lose the gear there and then it's over. So it's really about minimizing airtime here. You're going to want to get good speed slides too, where you can, which is why I think this is going to be like a Shadow Crancer track or like a Josh or Samifying, someone that has like really good control over their speed slides, especially on grass, because you're really going to snowball if you can get a lot out of there. Now I'm wondering, is it even worth getting too much speed out of here? Because if you have a lot of speed in the beginning, it's going to be harder to make this turn without turning too sharp. And if you turn too sharp, you run the risk of losing the gear. But there, definitely that jump, I can reduce airtime for certain. There we go. Not like that, but who knows? Nope. Not even close. Come on, I just want one more PB. Harder left. Yep, there we go, because I can land sooner. Boom, huge PB. I will take that. Overall, I will give this a thumbs up. I think there's a lot that you can get here. I think low airtime in the beginning, as low as possible to get that contact, as minimal steering through this section as possible, and then going hard left and minimizing your airtime there to go to the closest finish possible. Next. Sky Dune. All right. Is this another tech map? So the first one's wide. This one's supposed to be slow. And let's see what we get out of this. Go wide to minimize airtime. Don't lose the gear. I'll just release there because you can probably do a quick. Oh wow. You can probably do a quick brake tap there. But let's see. Turn off my ghost there. Probably want to go around the outside there. Okay, so that is AT. I feel like I can get a little bit better though, because I feel like we can go tighter inside here. Maybe get a little bit more of the dirt, come outside here, so that we don't get any airtime. And then the game will stutter, causing me to crash into a palm tree. Let's see if we can salvage this. No, we really can't. Darn. What a place for it to stutter. So I think, yeah, this one, I think it's going to be grabbing as much of the dirt as possible and a little amount of penalty as possible. In this one, since you're not in fourth gear yet, technically you shouldn't be sliding, so maybe it's even faster to just no slide like that. And then we're still in gear 3, so technically shouldn't be sliding, but you can't really avoid it here. And then coming full outside, and then maybe around there. Because I feel like going to the right of that little hole is probably a little slower. Okay, that seems better. Actually, hold on. We can get a little hop and skip some of the penalty. Yep. And then that'll be 16.1. So that's 0.4. Yeah, so this first one, trying no slide through here because you'll gain a lot of speed on the dirt. I still, jury's out in my mind. I don't know because I don't know best practice for penalty, but I don't know whether you're supposed to no slide or you're supposed to slide on penalty. What's better? And then a little bit of airtime here to reduce the effect of penalty and just aim not like an idiot like me. And then hopefully a 0.4 improvement. I wonder, can you bug slide that? No, that's definitely not faster. I just need to... Nah. That's a tricky end. I like it. How much speed did I lose by that? None. I need much more than that, please. Okay, that seemed good. I think that might be if I go all the way to the right, and I have enough speed, I can almost perfectly jump into that little bowl. So let's go all the way in here. Yeah, okay. That seems like a strat. So let's put it all together. So maybe a no slide through here. Try and stay on the dirt as much as possible. Not like that. Don't drift here. Okay. I think I can maybe squeeze out one more PB. This one's gonna be interesting to hunt. But I can already see it. Like, there's two maps of similar style in this one and the grass. Technically, this is supposed to be the slow map, and the other one is supposed to be the wide map. But similar concept here. It's controlling your slide and car control. So I feel like they could have done a little bit more with the differentiation there. But we'll see. Nothing against the maps. I think all the maps have been solid. It just kind of gets boring to hunt similar styles all week. You know, if I'm hunting a grass where I gotta get a super precise slide, and then I've gotta hunt a dirt slow map in gear 3 where I'm trying to avoid sliding, it's like, okay, cool. I'm a fan of car control, but maybe not so much. Great, so I'll take that run. Oop, let's actually save replay. I need to do that so that I can watch back my runs. Let's see what we got next. Cutting with pink scissors. That sounds fun. Now, I believe this one's the puzzle map. So let's take a look. Oh, cutting as in maybe shortcuts. Interesting. I'm just trying to see what... Okay, engine off. Another engine off. I wonder if you can cut the engine offs. Okay, so that's... I need to find a second, and I drove really slow there. Before we drive this again, I want to take a look at the route because unless I got this wrong, I believe this one's supposed to be the puzzle, right? And it looks like you could take a path to the right here, which would be good because then you skip that down. And then if we come out here, I wonder, no, that's nowhere. And then what else can we find? So there's an engine off. I don't think we can skip it if we can get onto here. So if we come to the outside, how would we skip that? I don't know. Jury's out on that one, but there's no lip here, so you can skip it if you can get there. And then when we get here, you're supposed to go to the left, but I have a feeling, yep, you can go to the right. And then there's also this up here. These and that. Awesome. Okay. A lot of routes to explore. I really like the puzzle maps. These are fun. Oh, hold on. I know how. This is going to be cool. It might take me a few times, but you're going to go maybe down like this. It forces you into cam 3 over here. We're going to jump to the right. That's a cool route. That's a really cool route. I really like that. See, these are fun, and I can't wait to see what other people find. But let's see. You just need to get this one as clean as possible. This over here and not hit that. Yeah, this is going to get a pretty good run time. Obviously, everyone's going to watch this and watch, all the typical streamers do their thing, and they'll get it pretty quickly, but I do like the discovery aspect of this when you're first trying to figure it out and figure what is fastest. So that you want to get as low as possible over there. And then this, like that. Yeah, you can see I'm losing positions now with PB because people are figuring it out. This one's cool though. And they did actually, what I was like requesting for all 5 people that watch my video, the author time is at a 17. I have a 15.2, and that was on my second, clean run of this. That's kind of what I want out of these puzzles. That way, you're kind of like, if you get the AT, but there's 2,000 people in front of you, you start to wonder, hey, what am I missing? Which is kind of cool, because like, let me try and get a clean run. Let's say I didn't see that underpass there. If I come here and I'm like, oh, gotta drift, or I no slide it, and then I'm like, okay, I don't see that to the right. I can still come here, and look, that is still technically AT. And so you can just spend a lot of time, trying to optimize that, not even realize there's another path. So it really kind of like, it's cool, and it forces players to really like challenge themselves and find like that better route, which I really like. I don't know. I like RPG maps and I like puzzle maps. So I might be a bit biased there, but I just like that for like the secret aspect, versus the first map. It's very clear which path you take. All right, I'm not going to optimize that one too much on camera. I think that one's pretty straightforward. People will find that one, but honestly, solid map there. I'm sure there's probably another route that I'm missing, but yeah, plus on that. Grassy Slides by Niels de Witt. All right, so we already had some grassy slides, and we already had some dirt no slides. Emlon's got a record. We also got Hobby and Bepeza. Looks like we got some Bob players and some alt car enjoyers in the records. So let's see what we can do. Oh, this is gonna be just a giant slide. Okay. Yeah, this one's gonna be interesting. A lot of the full speed players are gonna hunt this. I have a feeling they're really gonna cook. And like, I think this one's gonna be fun for me to practice, like, my slides. Because like, even right here, you want to be sliding the whole time, and I know that. And then here, you want to be sliding at the perfect angle. And then even coming out of here, you want to maintain that slide, because you'll constantly gain speed here. Now, this author time doesn't look too cooked. But I would hope that something like this would be a little bit more cooked, because like opposite of like the puzzle map where you don't know what the route is necessarily, this one it's very blatantly obvious and it's more about execution. So if it's gonna really reward execution, that's when I think they should be like pretty hunted. Obviously, I'm just one person, and my opinion doesn't matter, but I'm just saying what makes me happy. Okay. I want to go for that one. Okay, that's a little easy for my taste. I think the AT could be a little harder because I'm not the best with speed slides. But you want to get your speed slide there on the tarmac, like, and hold it as far as possible. Nope, can't go past there. I don't think there's any cuts, but I'm curious to see by the end of the week, and Dubby's already up there, if someone like a Josh or a Chroma is going to end up there, maybe even an AR down, Mutta, those folks that are really into full speed. It's always really impressive to see what they can do. Okay, got some decent overlaps. I'm like basically ignoring where I'm going. I'm just literally watching my speeds, which in a map like this is kind of like what I'm glad about. It's just one big right-hander. Like, it's kind of like the map 01 of the campaign, and so like it's a good opportunity to practice, like, without the hectic nature of a typical full speed track where you're like, oh shoot, what turns next, and by the time you figure out your speed slide, you're already at the next turn. This is like, okay, there's a giant right-hander, I don't need to look, let me just make sure my skids are correctly overlapped. Now, I'm not an expert on that, but like with our speed here, we want to get above 400 before here, because 400 is when, I think it's 400 at least, is when on tarmac the speed drift will actually start doing something. So you either have to get it before, or it might even be an S for D. So like once you hit, oh no, but you have to get rid of the skids when you get on there. Let me see. Let's just try this out. Oh, okay, yeah, that's why that's there. Probably because that's what you would want to do. You'd want to take it wide and I just want to see, regardless of line, if I'm going to get a significantly higher amount of speed, and then I'll probably hunt that in my own time. That's going to be tricky. I have a feeling there is going to be some sort of S for D. Because, like, if you did... You really only hit 400 speed there. Huh. So, in my PB, I drifted. Let me try and no slide and see how much time that gained me. So, no skids. I mean, I had 15 extra speed by not speed sliding there, so I have a feeling then you want to do, I couldn't cancel the skids. You want to come out of this grass with no skids, then like this, and then that is perfectly placed. So I take it back. Maybe this one doesn't need to be as hunted. Or maybe it does, I don't know. Actually, no, it should be hunted, although I can see how if it was actually hunted for the strat, then people would get frustrated. Because like right here, then you want to S40. But I got 13 extra speed, but since I went wider, I lost 2/10. So, I don't know if that's going to be faster, like the way I'm doing it. I would expect someone who's like a full speed expert to be able to do that, because that's 12 extra speed. Let's see what the copium timer says. I was 0.2 behind. Can I even make this up? No. let's just see if I can get a really good nose slide. That should gain some. Alright, I think I'll take that. I'm gonna have to really work on that one. But this one's gonna be tough because I gotta look up on Reddit and all the resources of when you want to slide, because I'm pretty sure you want to S4D there at the very end at least, and then coming out of this you need your skid marks to be much more overlapped because you're faster. Because the faster you go, the more overlapped you are. But I'm happy right now with 0.4 ahead of author time, so let's go ahead and move on. So far, these author times have been very, very easy. Some of them I appreciate, and some of them, it's kind of like, eh, but... Alright, what do we have here for our lull track? We look like we have some water. Oh, that is not what you want to do. I wonder if you can avoid that. Because you want to avoid getting your tires wet. Like... Because then you get... turns get all wonky. I wonder, can I re-get, or is it... Just gonna see if you can re-get the reactor. Okay. Thank you. And then a reactor down, and then a reactor up for another slalom. Oh, are these gonna be bug slides? That would be obnoxious. At least that's... Okay, and there's a whiskey. At least that's plastic. Oh god. Well, I know which one I'm not hunting this week. Whoa. That is obnoxious. Yeah, this is gonna be an 18 out for me right now. Like... They added everything that you don't want in reactor on top of water. They added tight turns so you can't go full speed, and they also made it so that your wheels get wet, which is terrible. At least the risky is easy, but I got 1.7 seconds to find. Oh man. Yeah, see, like right there, you get wet wheels, which is gonna create havoc for your steering, which sucks. And then here, you don't want to have too much speed. Maybe I can do a wall bang there. Whoop. Yeah, if we do that, then we come left. So that to the right. So that's 18.07. What am I missing? Besides, like, skill. See, that's obnoxious. This is just obnoxious. It's in the spirit. I'm not saying I don't like it. Just because I say it's obnoxious doesn't mean I don't like it. So I guess I should make that clear. I like a bit of a challenge, and I do like obnoxious maps from time to time. I don't think this one's bad by any means. Alright. I got 0.6 to find. But I'm looking at the clock here, and, you know, I don't have the green timer. I guess I probably should have done that, but, you know, in earlier iterations, it was taking me the full hour before Cup of the Day to hunt these and get all ATs, and, like, minus this one being a bit tough. Yeah, I almost PB'd there, not even taking the risky. Minus this one being a bit tough, like, I'm almost through them in half an hour. And I probably could have been if I wasn't hunting the other ones. Actually, is that faster? Because then you come through here slower and you don't have to slow down as much. And then here, you want to wall bang. Man, huge PB, 3000s. Yeah. See, this would be really good if it didn't have that thing there that bounced you so that your tires were in the water, because as soon, like I said, as soon as you get those tires wet, it becomes impossible to steer. Like, you can see is just like all over the place. My underwater diving license did not help me here. Very helpful campaign, but not very useful in this map. Alright, another huge PB, but still half a second to go. I'm curious who's gonna get world record on this one. Who's gonna come out for woodworks? Yeah, let's not flip, please. There we go. Get the bounce. Get the bounce. Let's get AT. Boom. There we go. All right, this one's about car control. I mean, hey, look at that, another prestige skin. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, so this one really, like, if I go cam 7 here for a second, it's really gonna be about like controlling and trying not to get your car as wet as you can. Now, these entries are a bit scuffed because like if you hit them at the right angle, you're just gonna fly. But I believe you want to enter to the left and get a bounce so that it spins you around. And then here, like my instinct is just full gas, but that's a lot of speed to go right and then left. So I think you actually want to exit this with less speed so that you can get around here and then full speed from here, because then you can hit this and it almost lines you up perfect. I can see a scenario where if you get the right amount of speed coming in through here, you can hit this, and like if you can hit like aim for right here, you're gonna bounce directly this way and straight into the finish, which will save a lot of time versus what I did, which was playing it very safe. I'm gonna go ahead and give this like 1 or 2 more goes. I'm not gonna hunt it too much on camera. I do think there's a lot to gain, but I will spare everyone the pain that I'm going to go through. So this, if you come through slow, and then this, if you just full throttle send, nope, my idea did not work. How would you do this thing? Okay, I gotta figure out the angle there if you can make it bounce. Nope, not a bug slide. Full focus. Is that a PB? Huge PB! As I splashed him. Let's give it like one more run. Like one more good run. Although I do like that you have to brake in this. A lot of these it's just like full send. There's no way this is full send, and if it's full send, then I applaud everyone who have much more skill than I do. Yeah, see this, that's gonna be a problem. I think I can actually gain a lot. I just wish you didn't splash your tires right at the beginning. They really made it so that you can't avoid it. You might be able to bug slide there, but I'm not sure if it's faster. No, definitely not faster, but maybe we don't want fast. And maybe we won't actually hit that. Okay. Yeah, so you gotta be really careful there. I actually wonder if going in cam 3 would help me, or if this is just gonna make me sick. Yeah, that's gonna make me sick. Good luck to cam 3 players on this one. See, you lose so much time there. Okay, now I'm getting addicted. I said I wasn't gonna hunt this on camera, but I just, every time I'm getting a PB, there's something I don't like about my run, and I'm not ready to leave it just yet. For that one, I lost like half a second. Here we go. Let's do this. Here's where I lost half a second last time. Man, I lost so much in that turn. Yeah, but see, the wet wheels really messing with the steering. Can't even get a bug slide. And I tried to reverse the reactor, but the mapper was smart, and they made it impossible, or at least very difficult to reverse the reactor there. Man. All right. I'll take that. There we go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the weekly shorts. I'm gonna give that one a thumbs up as well. Again, the map selection has been really, really good. I really like all of these, and you can see people are already hunting number one. Not that I had a good time to begin with, but already dropped down to pretty low. Oh, Scrappy's on. See his video in about 15 minutes here. Let's see, Lingo's got that one. Oh, Scrappy just took that one. Hobby, and then Mystery TM. I'm 420th, nice. But it'll be interesting to see. I'm most curious about these puzzle maps, just because like there's so many opportunities. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed. Have a fantastic Sunday wherever you are, or whatever day it is, and I will see you in the next video.